Diamond banner, but King Diamond is very much a band more than just your solo project, isn't it?
It is a band, yes, very much so.
And there's ex-members of Merciful Fate, I think, are part of King Diamond, aren't they?
Yes, we have still got the bass player Timmy Hansen, and we had Michael Dana up till a few days ago. He left the band a few days ago because he couldn't take the strain of touring anymore. He told us that he didn't look forward to the upcoming American tour, and he wanted to get out of it, relax, settle down in Denmark, and he's going to open up a second-hand record store.
Oh, is he really? So he's not going to play anymore then?
No, not at all. He said to us that if he couldn't play with us, you know, he would rather stop, and he couldn't take that strain anymore.
Well, having heard the new album, Abigail, and read the lyric sheet, I would say that it's a concept album. Would I be right?
It is a concept horror story, yeah.
So what is the concept? Tell us very briefly what's the story behind Abigail.
It's about two young people who are inheriting a mansion, and there's something very weird going on in this mansion. They see some ghosts who tell them weird stories, and you hear about what happened in this mansion a long time ago, and all these events sort of happen again.
Right.
The story takes place in 1845, and you go back into 1777 at a certain point, but there's so much happening there.
So
it's really complicated, very intriguing story.
Is it something you've made up, or is it based on historical fact?
I made up the whole story myself. There's one thing, though, that I borrowed. There was an American fan who sent me a photo of a gravestone, and there was a girl called Hannah Alsop who died 7 years old on the 7th day of July, 1777. I used that date, and I used the name of her mother, which was Abigail.
Right.
I used that in the story. The person in the story is a stillborn baby.
Right.
So that it differs a bit, but that's the only thing I've taken from anywhere else.
Well, although the story is essentially fiction, is it a story that could actually happen in real life, do you think?
In my opinion, yes, but a lot of people would believe no.
Right. Well, we should mention this because in the past, particularly I think on Merciful Fate records, you sung about Satan and the devil, call it what you will, but Abigail is more of a horror story. Has that been a conscious move away from talking specifically about the devil?
In a way, you know, a lot of people have misunderstood this all the time. They still misunderstand this word, and that's why we took the word away already with the former album, Fatal Portrait. So this time we just, you know, it was like a big challenge to me to write a full story for an album, because I've never done that before. This is the biggest thing I've done lyrical-wise.
Right.
So it was like a challenge, and again, I think that it'll go easier across as well to the audience, because they know that this is a fiction story.
Right, but I think in the past you certainly worried some people who thought you were rather an evil person.
I know, yeah.
Are you an evil person, in fact, King Diamond?
I don't think anybody who's really met me would say so, but there's probably still some people out there who think so.
Well, I know that you used to play football, and anyone who played football certainly couldn't be an evil person, in my opinion, anyway.
Not really, no.
Football fan.
No, that's right.
Now, what about touring? Because you've been over in America quite a lot. You had plans to go to Japan, and you've been in Europe too. What sort of a stage show can we expect to see from King Diamond?
There's going to be, you know, from the Merciful Fate era until King Diamond, we took it quite a lot further. There was a lot of illusions incorporated in the show, and we're taking it even further on this tour, where people are going to see me burn on stage.
Really? And set yourself on fire?
Yes, and the makeup is going to change during the set, and we're going to play the entire new album on stage. So that's going to be...
So when can we expect to see some shows in Europe, do you think?
First of all, we start in America in early July, and that'll last for a minimum of 10 weeks. The gear has to be sent back. That'll take at least 4 weeks. And then we start touring in Europe, and by then the album should have proved its sales, so that, you know, promoters get interested, so we might get a chance to get to Britain as well.
Well, we certainly hope to see you in the UK, and it is a very good album, well worth everyone checking out. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll end with one of your favourites, your second favourite singer, I think, after Alice Cooper.
Right.
And this is Ozzy Osbourne and Crazy Train.